In this third module, we're talking about growth planning. Almost inevitably, marketing for most of us is an experiment. We don't necessarily know what's going to work and what isn't going to work when we begin. Be that as it may, if marketing is an experiment, you want to run that experiment under controlled conditions and stack the odds in your favour. When you begin your journey as a startup business, you've no idea which of those experiments will work. Will it be events, word of mouth, networking, advertising, channel partners, something else, or perhaps a blend of everything? You have no other choice but to try out those routes of marketing success you think most likely to succeed. But most importantly, you do need to control the experiments. If you remember your science experiments in the days of your schooling, you'll know that there are some fundamentals to running experiments, and the same rules apply. You need to write up what your experiment is about and your method. You need to run the experiment, and you need to measure the results. Surprisingly few marketing efforts companies undertake to attract and win customers operate under these conditions. Generally, businesses will adopt a spray and hope philosophy. They will cast their marketing spend far and wide, hoping the seeds fall on arable lands and a fine crop of sales leads will materialise. But take that analogy one step further. That's no better than planting a field by throwing seeds over your shoulder and hoping they'll land somewhere useful. This leads me on to performance-based marketing. Your marketing spend will go much further if you apply tactics that work in your favour to boost your probability for success, to test channels and treatments in a small way to prove success quickly before scaling. That's what marketeers call performance-based marketing. Marketing that's driven by data and facts, not intuition, gut feel and hope. It means you don't just need to think about how you execute your marketing, but you also need to be sure that you can measure results, to quickly learn what works and what doesn't. But before we get into that, we need to talk about how to set out your plan. Businesses have a habit of spending over 80% of their marketing money on acquiring customers, and very little on delighting, growing existing accounts. Your growth agenda has 4 elements of the customer life cycle to think about, not just one. The 4 phases of your life cycle are these. The first is to attract, or arguably seduce your customers into wanting to become a customer in the first place, to bring them to your website, to persuade them as potential site visitors to engage with you. The second stage is to engage and win your customers, to convert them from sales inquiries to buying customers. The third is to delight your customers and have them continuing to repeatedly purchase products and services from you because of the customer experience that you bring. And the fourth and final stage is to grow and expand your customer accounts by providing more products and services for them to buy. A growth plan is different to a marketing plan because it's about every aspect of customer value. It's about understanding how to harness it, articulate it, and project it. And that means enveloped into a growth plan are all of the aspects of sales, marketing, customer service, and experience that are germane to your offer. Your growth plan is a document that sets out how your business is going to engineer growth. It doesn't need to be a long document that spreads into pages, Simply set out the basic stuff needed to make your growth happen. All that being said, I don't want to underplay the importance of marketing. It comes down to a few small things. First, centre your growth strategy on what you're good at and makes you special. Next, define your audience and know what will cause them to buy from you. We want to articulate the customer value story, and we want to make a note of any word-of-mouth proof that we can use to build buyer trust. You want to write up your offer and the strengths against your competitive rivals. And uniquely for this course, we're going to show you how to get to grips with gift reward strategy, and you'll need to learn how to build out your competitive edge in those online battles using those methods. Finally, you want to set out your go-to-market approach, highlighting the critical success factors that will influence your success, and map out a 90-day plan to identify the content, resources and task list and you'll want to map out your 90-day sales and marketing plan to identify the content, resources, tasks needed to fuel your outreach. You'll need to design your conversational path, the process steps that determine how you will reach your audience, attract visitors to your website, and convert them into sales opportunities. And lastly, you'll want to draw down on the growth habits that will steer the course, shape the positive behaviours of your enterprise in the coming weeks and months.